Yeah, is that good for you? Okay. Good morning. Can you hear me okay? I'm always paranoid because I can't hear myself, so I'm just hoping you can hear me. Right. Okay. This is EAD. This is Yamaha's EAD system. You haven't seen anything like this. I know everybody says that, but you genuinely haven't seen anything like this. Right. This is the two parts of EAD. This is the EAD sensor, which mounts on your bass drum hoop. This is the module, which I've got down to my left-hand side, which allows me to change the sound of the drum kit. If you put this on your bass drum hoop, connected up, you have effectively just mic'd your drum kit. It's that simple, okay? At this point, everyone goes, don't really believe you. So, what you are hearing now is completely flat. No effects, no nothing. You are hearing the sound of this drum kit through the microphones in this sensor, okay? But if we just did that, that wouldn't be much fun. So what we can do is we can use the DSP, the digital signal processing, inside the module to change the sound. So I can add some compression and some reverb. Right, and at this point everyone goes, well, it can't be very sensitive, but even in this really, really loud room, let me just show you. Shaker. Okay, so we're talking really sensitive. Okay? Now, because it's got this DSP in here, I can change the sound of the kit. So everything you are going to hear for the moment is just this drum kit through the microphones here. But I can do very clever things like this. Or if I want to be John Bonham. Nice distorted compressed drum sound and whatever else you want. Or if I want to, if you can think of any track which has got a really distinctive drum sound, maybe, nothing springs to mind at the moment, but, I can just do it. It's all built in. Everything you're hearing is a preset so far, okay? So there's nothing clever or there's no special things taken care of. It's all very, very simple and it's all straight out of the EAD. Now, the sensor also has a trigger built in, so I can start layering samples on top of the sound, on top of the effects. And there's 747 sounds built in, and I can add another 100 sounds, okay? So at the moment, if I play this bass drum, it's a Tour Custom 22. With a little bit of compression, let's turn the compression down, a little bit of reverb, okay? But if I turn up the trigger knob on the front, I can introduce the sample of a little 18-inch bass drum. Okay, so you're still hearing the sound of this kit, but I'm layering it with effects and I'm layering it with samples, okay? Or if I want to have some really massive subs, now, you might also be able to hear that when I hit the rim of my snare, I've got a clap. That's because I've got an extra, this is an optional extra trigger, DT50S on my snare drum. And that allows me to add on sampled sounds onto my snare drum as well. I can also actually trigger a whole kit if I want to. I could trigger 3 toms, the snare, and the bass drum, and all into the module, very, very simply. But for instance, here I've got Radio King samples. So I've got a nice old calf head bass drum. Same on the snare drum. So I can just change the character of the kits really, really easily just by selecting a different preset. Now, what makes this really easy to use is the fact that it's basically just those 3 controls. That is the amount of reverb, you have on each particular one. You can change the style of reverb. If you want plate reverb or stadium or anything else, you can change it. This one adjusts the effect, which is generally compression, but it can be distortion or anything else. You've got 40 different effects to mess around with. And this one is the volume of the samples, if you're using samples. The other thing which makes it really easy to use is the fact that it's so easy to record. Normally when we drummers try and record, we get out our phones and we hit record and it always sounds a bit rubbish. Or, we have to buy separate things and it never sounds particularly good. But with this, I can do it with 2 button pushes. I press the recorder button and I press record. I'll put the compression up and the reverb. That's what we just recorded. Compression, reverb. Okay, so what I can do is I can either record directly into the module, I can connect the module to my computer, and I can record via a USB cable directly into Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, whatever else you want. I can also output the MIDI information. So if I've got a trigger on any of the drums, that can output MIDI information. So I can record MIDI data and audio data into my audio workstation, okay? Which is phenomenal. Or I can record it into the app. This is the app. This is called Record and Share, Rec and Share. And it allows me to open up any track which I have in my iTunes or in my Dropbox. Oh, hang on. There we go. You can hear that. It's just a bass line. I want a timing reference though. If I open up any track in here and hit one button, the app will then generate a click. So I haven't put the click in, the app has generated the click. If I change the tempo of the track, okay, and I can also set up loop points if I just want to practice one little bit of the track. But I can also, and this is the best part for me, if I connect the iPad to the EAD, I can create some drum videos. So I can do this. This is just using the audio from the EAD and the video from the iPad. Let's skip forward a bit because let's go to here. So it's so easy to record videos, okay? I can just record them onto here and I can just upload it to social media or save them, or if I'm a teacher, I can just record them and send the students a video of the lesson by the time they've even left the door. Okay, so that's EAD. It's a device for capturing the sound of your acoustic drum kit. It allows you to change it using effects or samples and record it in 3 different ways, into the app, into the module itself and into your computer, and I can do so much with it. That is EAD. MAP is $499, and from a drummer's point of view, speaking personally, it's unbelievable. It's just answered so many sort of needs that I've had. It's brilliant. Use it all the time. You can use it live, you can use it for practice, excuse me, anything else you want. It's unbelievably good. Make sense? Any questions? I know you've just come, so stick around. Any questions? No? Good. You happy?